Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. My name is Taylor.
I'm Blanca, and today is
Wicked Wine Wednesdays, where we talk about true crime and sample wines.
Today we'll be discussing Chris Watts' police interrogation and his attempt to pass a polygraph.
So if you like wine and true crime, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're back for part 2 in regards to the Chris Watts case. I do want to let you guys know before we dive in that at the end of the video we will be reviewing the wines that we tried. So if you're interested in that, make sure you stay tuned until then. So personally, this case and this interrogation is one of my favorites because the detectives did an awesome job. They made sure Chris felt comfortable and didn't clam up and ask for a lawyer, which in the end got him to confess. It wasn't the whole truth, but it was enough for them to get something to work with.
Before the interrogation, Chris is given the option to take a polygraph test, which he agrees to because he thinks he can trick everybody, including that polygraph. Sorry, Chris, doesn't work that way. Now, before the polygrapher gives it to him, she is just hyping it up, making him feel comforted, safe, like it's just a safe place that they can talk to and he can say anything. And at this point, before she gives him the test, my favorite part, honestly, she tells him it's so cool that there's one person that knows the truth, and after this test, there'll be 2 people. Immediately throws Chris out of his comfort zone. At this point, he's like in full panic, and it's completely, you can just see it. Now, if you don't really know, that polygraphs aren't admissible in court because they're not 100% accurate. However, if the polygrapher hypes it up enough to make the suspect believe that it could be held up in court and used against them, then they can get a better reading, which honestly is exactly what happens here with him.
The polygraph examination is pretty long. It's somewhere between 4 to 5 hours, so we're obviously not going to watch that much of it. We're going to split up the important parts and see how Chris reacts and see the words that the polygrapher uses in order to get Chris to confess. So let's look at that.
Did you write the number 2?
No.
Did you write the number 3?
No.
Did you write the number 4?
No.
Did you write the number 5?
No.
This portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. Okay, you can relax and feel. You did great.
Those.
You remembered to lie and everything. That was awesome.
Those.
So,
His laugh, I just even noticed that he's like, like that like nervous laugh. He's like, that's so funny. He's like, I lied.
Me lie? What? Say what?
You obviously are a really bad liar. Like, people told you that before, like the second you tell a lie, like they can tell, like on your face that.
And this is all to like amp him up, you know, like I already know you're lying. So this is all to like get a better read even because now he's definitely not feeling comfortable.
But again, at any point, he can walk out
Yeah.
and he chooses to stay.
Yeah, of course.
And she's just saying you're a bad liar. He's still like, I don't know
cool,
what you're talking about. Like,
Cool, continue.
I can't.
Because the second you lied to the number 3, like, I don't know if you heard me clicking, but I like turned down the sensitivity because you're starting to go off the page. So that is what I need to see as a polygrapher, because that tells me that you know it's wrong to tell a lie. And you're actually having a significant reaction when you lie. So that is awesome. So thank you for.
He shakes his head. I'm not actually.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's so funny.
Do that?
He's
Never.
like, I'm actually having a significant reaction. And it's so funny because this is all to make him feel uncomfortable and to get the best read she possibly can, which is amazing.
Oh,
Wonderful.
For being a horrible liar. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We don't want to be good liars. So thank you for being a horrible liar. And that just shows me that, you know, obviously on the test when they're asking, you know, significant stuff about your wife, if you're lying to that, it's going to be even 10 times more amplified. So
He shakes his head again.
No, it won't be.
No. I'm trying really hard.
appreciate that. I appreciate that very much, more than you know. So that was awesome. Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
She's clicking right there to let him know that he's lying. Because she already told him that that's what happened with the number 2, right? Or is it the number 3? Yeah. So she's clicking again. Like, you're lying.
Lie, lie, lie.
Is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Just pretty normal. Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
So these ones, everything that states before 2018, he's supposed to lie to. So she's just getting her everything she needs to be able to get the right reading.
It's just funny that after his name, when she was like, "Is your name Chris Watts?" Yeah. You would just hear the clicking in the back.
Yeah.
Like, you lying about your name?
No, I think she was also doing that to like, oh, and you're telling the truth on this one, but I'm still turning it down. So now he doesn't know about the clicking. You know?
Maybe. I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
His voice changed.
No.
It's almost like he's going through puberty again.
No.
Yeah.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
I love how she just like punches him in the face with those questions. Like she asks like the baseline questions, like a couple of them, and then he's like, oh, "Okay, I'm comfortable." And then she's like,
So then
"Shanann,"
out Shanann.
and he's like, "Oh man!" And that's how she gets a good read. You know, she.
She makes him comfy, and
Yep.
then she punches him out of the comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives it away every time.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Literally, all of his yeses are like, yes, yes. And then every time it's like, no, it's like, no, no, no.
He's like choking on his own no.
All right. That's not guilty.
They didn't even need the polygraph for that.
The whole polygraph was actually fake.
Yeah,
Like-
they're like, we could just tell by your voice inflection, actually.
Are you now in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Breathe normal.
It's like the second time she has to tell him to breathe normal.
Mm-hmm. But I also think that's also another way to get him out of his comfort zone.
Yeah,
You know?
probably.
I mean, he probably isn't breathing normal either because he's probably trying to trick the polygraph. And I bet you, I mean, we didn't see the Google searches or anything, but I bet you before he went in there, allegedly, he probably Googled how to pass a lie detector test. He probably looked up what he can do in order to make sure that the polygraph is in his favor.
Which is stupid because as calm as you try to stay doesn't mean when you tell a lie that like your heart rate isn't gonna like spike up or do something.
And it's not even like your heart either. It's like your brain and everything. Like you can't trick your brain into thinking you're lying. Like, I mean, into knowing you're lying.
No.
You can't believe yourself. Chris is obviously very well aware of lying and when it's wrong.
Actions.
And that just goes to prove even more that he's even more messed up, that you know when you're lying, you know when it's wrong to tell a lie, and you still did what you did.
Well, he's a narcissist. He doesn't care about himself.
Allegedly. We don't know. We don't know. We can't diagnose him, you know? We can't diagnose him. We don't have licenses in anything. So don't come for us.
Allegedly, he shows all the signs.
In our opinion.
Allegedly. In our opinion, he shows all the signs of being a narcissist.
Yes. Yes. Don't come for us.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
It feels like you can almost well, it seems like you can almost feel like dynamic change in that room without even being in that room, just watching it. It's like you can almost feel her be like, oh, I know. And that whole, it's just that tension of like, I don't know. I couldn't do that.
No.
I couldn't.
I'd want to strangle him.
Yeah, I would totally reach over that table and
I'd be like, where are they?
I would give it to him good, you know? Oh.
This portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. And relax. How do you feel?
Horrible.
Horrible?
Nervous.
Yeah?
Just like trying to look at something without nothing there.
Horrible, nervous, because I killed my wife and kids, and that's why I feel nervous, because I don't want you to know.
And horrible because who knows if he feels guilt.
I don't know what he feels, but I think it's just funny because why would you be nervous? Why would you be nervous if you have nothing to hide? Why would you be nervous?
Again, I could see the nervousness if you were like, if you were innocent, I could see it just because.
No, that's more of like, I'm in fear that something wrong is gonna happen. And I'm gonna get convicted, but I think he's nervous about getting caught.
Well, obviously, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure he's trying to play it off as like he's nervous, like as if like a cop just pulled up behind you and you're not doing anything wrong, but you have like that, like I'm gonna get pulled over right now.
Yeah,
you were literally going to speed them and everything.
Like we're fine, but obviously he's not okay. He's not fine. He knows he did something wrong. He knows that he's lying.
But he's trying so hard to play it off, like...
Because he's stupid.
Yeah. Because he's stupid. But, again, you probably would have been like, oh, I'm okay, like, I feel better, like, I was nervous, but, like, I feel better now.
Yeah.
But immediately, he feels horrible. Mm-hmm. And then nervous. Yeah. And then, like, he just couldn't focus on anything.
Yeah.
The chair thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, it gets kind of weird, like, that's why I always tell people not to
I
try
feel like I
to
was
do
just,
that.
on his feet and trying to keep everything still.
Do you feel like you're in a good position right now as far as how you're sitting and that kind of stuff?
I feel like it's okay.
Okay.
Just not used to this.
Do you have any issues with the questions as far as you physically causing Shanann's disappearance? Is there anything that you were like, I don't like how that question's, worded, maybe,
No.
Does it cause you, or you know exactly what I'm talking about?
I know, yeah.
What I mean?
I'm there.
Okay, and as far as...
He says, I'm there. I wonder if it's like taking him back to the murders that happened. Like I feel like her asking these questions is taking him back to that night. Or that morning, I guess.
Well, maybe. I mean, the whole time he's trying to play it off like, yeah, it's fine, I don't care that you're asking me this. All of this is fine. All of this is fine. Mm-hmm. But then it is a weird thing to say, I'm there. Mm-hmm. There where?
Yeah.
The last time you saw her, talking about in the bed when you saw her makeup coming out her face. And then, if you know where she is now, having direct knowledge of where she would be at this moment. Okay? Okay. So, do you want to take some drink of water, or are you ready to start the second turn?
I'll take some water.
Okay. You probably want that Mountain Dew now. Don't you?
I only take big gulps like that when I have anxiety. For real.
I made everything, stable.
Yeah. You feel good like that?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
You see how she's still, coddling him? Mm-hmm. Like, oh, is it okay? Are you okay, Chris? Everything okay?
It's like as soon as she's done asking the tough questions.
Yeah.
As soon as she's done asking the tough questions, immediately she goes and she babies him and she's like, oh, it's okay, it's fine.
And that's just making him feel comfortable with her, which is amazing. Again, amazing. Don't know how you do it.
I couldn't do this job ever.
Ready?
Yep.
I'm going to move this up just a tad. There we go. During this test, on the watch test, you're breathing really funky, so please just try and do normal breaths, okay? We can't have deep breaths or...
deep breath? Okay, sorry.
So that's okay, just breathe as normal as possible, okay?
Yeah,
The whole test.
I'll get some clear.
Yeah.
That again is like totally just letting him know, like, we know that you're trying to pass this polygraph, but it's not happening. It's not happening. So breathe normal. Breathe normal.
Again, just what idiot takes a polygraph? I don't know.
Well, he thought that he could get away with it. That's what kind of idiot takes a polygraph.
I mean, you couldn't even leave like a genuine good crime scene to not even make it seem like it was you. Everything pointed to you.
Mm-hmm.
The first mess up already was the wedding band. As soon as he came out, they were like, is there a note?
Yeah, no.
No.
But I'm glad he was a messy
Oh,
killer,
yes.
because otherwise...
It made, honestly, everything so much easier, and it sped up the process 10 times quicker,
Yeah.
which is amazing, because it's always great to find somebody's killers right off the bat. So now that we've seen Chris's terrible attempt to pass a polygraph, the interrogation begins. And it begins with them immediately telling him how horrible he did at the polygraph. And we mean horrible. I mean, just rewind if you want, honestly. At this point, they've completely just want the truth out of Chris. At this point, they'll do anything for it. And they do a great job at being good cop, bad cop.
Mm-hmm.
Just an overall great interrogation.
Yeah, they did amazing. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the interrogation.
It is completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that. You did not pass the polygraph test.
Right.
Okay. So now we need to talk about what actually happened. I feel like you're probably ready to do that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise. Chris, I know. Stop. Stop. Just stop for a minute. Take a deep breath.
I love how they shut him down right there. They don't even give him the opportunity to deny the fact that he didn't pass the polygraph. Because if he keeps trying to fight it, you know, maybe he'll be like, oh, I want a lawyer because I didn't lie. You know what I mean? So they're like, no, take a deep breath. Talk to us.
Not to mention, she just kept telling him, you're doing terribly. The whole time.
Exactly.
I really don't know what he thought.
I want you to take a deep breath right now.
There's a reason you feel sick to your stomach. And when people hold stuff inside, it makes you physically ill. And I can just tell on your face, I can tell from the second you walked in that you were wanting to just come clean and just be done with this. And I appreciate that because you knew sitting down in that chair that you weren't going to pass today. And you knew I was going to find out because I told you that. And then you continued to stay knowing that you could, at the end, say, you know what? I just need to get this off my chest. Like, I just need to tell you what happened. We're not here to play games. We're not here to do any of that with you. We just want to know what happened. So can you start from the beginning and tell us what happened?
Everything that I told you, I did not lie on this polygraph. I don't know how much I could tell you right now. Like, I did not.
It's not even an option right now because you did not pass the polygraph. So I know you were being deceptive. So that's not even an issue right now.
I love it. We're not talking about the polygraph. It doesn't matter if you passed or failed. Doesn't matter. We're talking about Shanann, and we're gonna get the truth. Like, I love how she's like, well, let's not even focus on the polygraph because that's not important. And she's just getting him.
Well, she keeps even telling him. She's like, you failed. Like, there's nothing else. Like,
don't question it.
You took it. You failed. You knew you were gonna fail. Like, come on, just spit it out now.
Yep.
Now, the issue right now is what happened to Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. That's the issue right now.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about that. I know you want to tell us. I can see it in your face. Holding this lie in is going to do nothing for you.
I know this. Like, I'm not like trying to like cover things up. Like,
yeah, but you kind of are because it's normal. Normal people would do that. Normal people that make a mistake initially are going to go, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. That's normal. I would expect that. It's just like if you ask your kid, you know, did you write on the wall? And they go, no. And you're like, you have a marker on your hand. Like, I know you just wrote on the wall. They're like, oh, okay. That's a natural reaction that someone's going to initially lie about something like that and then eventually tell the truth. So this is your eventually telling the truth time.
You're this great guy. I'm not just telling you that, okay?
She looks so irritated. She's like,
I know.
just spit it out already. Like,
But I just love how he goes to the, you're a great guy. Because he's just stroking Chris's ego, you know, letting him know that you're just an amazing guy. You're great. And Chris is feeding into that. He's feeding into it.
I just wonder how hard was it for them to like actually say those things.
I mean, it's their job, so they probably do it often, but I would not be able to.
I feel like I'd be like him trying to talk about them. I'd be like,
Yeah, I'm like, you're a POS.
you're a great guy.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be able to even get it, honestly.
I'm telling you that because everyone tells us that, okay? We can't find anyone to say anything bad about you. Chris is a great guy. He's a good father. He's a good man. We're confused as to why you're not taking care of your beautiful children.
I'm not taking care of them right now.
Right now. Where are they?
I don't know where they're at.
That she's a controlling person. Maybe doesn't listen to you as much as she should.
I love how they flip it on Shanann because they know that he wants to protect his character. So if he can put the blame on somebody else, he's gonna do it.
I mean, why wouldn't you? To him, he's like, ooh, I just found the golden ticket out of this mess.
Yeah, so let me put the blame on my wife that I just murdered. Ooh, man, he makes me so mad.
I think that she can do whatever she wants and you can't. Okay? I think if you were to go to a restaurant, she would order whatever the hell she wants. And as soon as you order a nice steak, she says, whoa, buddy. Okay? A woman that lets her man do all of the backpack packing and all of the cooking.
I'll do all the cooking, but like she cooks like I do like some things here and there.
Okay? That's because you're a good person. And I think that she started on the path to leave the marriage. Okay? It's ironic that we're talking about you and Nikki. I think that she was the one who started on that path first. Okay. How is it possible that a woman and 2 kids are just completely gone off the face of the earth?
I promise you, I have nothing on my hands. I did nothing to those kids or her.
He calls them those kids. Those kids. They're not his kids, they're those kids. Because he's trying to completely separate himself from his kids. Because he's a monster. He's a monster.
Because if you were innocent, you would instantly be like, I didn't do anything to my kid. Like, where are my kids?
Yeah,
you would just
my
be a hot
daughters,
mess.
my family. Like, not, you wouldn't use the words like those kids.
Or
You just
her.
don't. Yeah, you just
Those
don't do
kids,
that.
her.
Yeah, you just don't do that.
To make them vanish.
So tell me what happened then. I believe you that you did nothing on your hands. What happened?
When I left, I mean, it's on video that I left and I was in my truck. I didn't like load anything into my truck besides my tools, my container,
He's immediately trying to say what he loaded into his truck.
And it's exactly the same thing
Mm-hmm.
that he says when the officer walks into the neighbor's house before the footage is even rolling, before the question is even asked, before the officer is even fully in the living room.
Yeah.
He's already saying the same thing. It's his tools, the water jug, his lunchbox, like,
Yeah. And I just love how nobody asked him what you put in what he put in his truck. Nobody asked him.
but he has a full detailed list. But you know, he's leaving a few things off.
Yeah. And I just want to let you guys know, we're not laughing at the case. We do not think this is funny. We are laughing at how stupid Chris is. And that's the only thing we find funny is Chris's stupidity.
book bag, my water jug, my lunchbox.
Okay. But then what happened?
I drove out of the driveway.
No, before you drove out of the driveway. What happened with your wife?
I have not seen any of that from you at all. Help me understand that.
I love those girls. I would never
So before this, she's saying like how he hasn't cried or anything. That's what she's saying, that she hasn't seen any of that from him. And I love how immediately when she says that, he decides that he wants to choke up. He's like, oh, I didn't notice I wasn't crying. I should cry now. That was like his cue to cry.
No actual tears. And if you were a genuine parent that was innocent and your freaking husband or wife and kids just freaking vanished from your home and you actually had nothing to do with it, I don't care what anybody in the world says, you would not be behaving the way that he is.
He reminds me a lot of like the Casey Anthony case, like her response to everything, the way she acted, it reminds me a lot of that.
She was just as...
Yeah, exactly. They're both on the same scale. Like...
Just because I haven't shed a tear. You get
no, that's weird. Is that weird?
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Don't look into that like I don't love my kids.
Tell
I love
me,
my
explain
wife.
to me. You're crying with your wife that you're leaving her,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but Chris, did Shanann do something to them?
No, I don't know.
It's planted. It's planted. She planted.
No, I don't know. Hold on, let me take this into account. That sounds great. Yes, she did.
Yeah. I just love how they planted that though, because they know that even if he pins it on her, they still get something from him, because obviously she had to die somehow, and he would have been the cause of that. So no matter what happened to those kids, her murder would still have been pinned on him. So even if he didn't get charged for the 2 girls, he could get charged for 1, and that's all they need. That's all they need.
I'm so
I'm curious.
all 3 though. No,
Oh, yeah.
all 4.
4, yeah.
I have no clue.
Then you would have known, because they didn't leave the house.
Did
Did Shanann do something to them, and then did you feel like you had to do something to Shanann?
Can I talk to my dad or something?
He's like, hold on, I can't answer you. Let me tell my dad. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell my dad.
Absolutely. Come.
Do you want to bring him in here?
No, I just need to talk to my dad. Like,
So, I mean, they're not going to let me go. Is there any reason why they shouldn't?
they know I had an affair.
Yeah, because they're gonna not let you go because you had an affair. He's like, they're not gonna let me go. His dad says, is there any reason why they're not gonna let you go? And he says, because I had an affair. You don't get arrested for having an affair.
And they know. I can't think about that.
They let you have an affair.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to tell me? What's going on? Or what happened or anything? Or you know anything about it?
When we had that conversation that morning, it was emotional. It was told her about separation and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. What happened after that?
I mean, I went downstairs and I don't want to protect her.
What?
I don't want to protect her.
You don't want to protect her?
I don't know what else to say.
What happened?
Huh?
She hurt him?
Yeah. And then
What now?
I thought about her.
You hurt her. Did they leave after that or what?
I love how he's trying to whisper like they don't have a camera in there. He knows that there's a camera in there. The girl who did the lie detector test told him that. And he's like trying to whisper like they're not going to hear him.
Well, then how he's telling his dad, I don't want to protect her. I don't want to protect her. And then he's like, well, what happened? What did she do? Did she hurt them?
Yeah, it's like he needed somebody to ask him what happened because he didn't want to say it because he
And because he's thinking of a story.
Yeah.
Because he's thinking
True.
of what's going to be the best way to say, Shanann did this, it wasn't me, and that I killed her out of rage.
Mhm.
Whatever.
So she started hurting kids. went back upstairs and she...
I really feel, in my opinion, again, in my opinion, they're coming up with a cover story the whole time they're whispering, because they're whispering so low, and then they'll like repeat what they're whispering. Like you can tell they're repeating what they're whispering because it's almost like yeah, and then like they'll say something really loud, but it's basically about how Shanann killed them, and then he killed her for it.
Yeah. I don't know.
My opinion.
I can see, like, she's not out. I'm choking up or... Did she kill him? They're blue. Oh, no. Yeah. She choked over him with that. I freaked out when she hit me. How was it though? I couldn't like call the cops about it. So when you do all the bodies off or something? I mean, I didn't know what else to do. I didn't freak out. I didn't know nothing else to do. I didn't know what to do. She killed Lucy's and choked him to death. You lost it in the choke her or mama? Not just this. It's rage. I hadn't. Rage. She didn't kill him.
What's that?
Wanted.
I love how she comes in and like cuddles him again. Because
I
they
feel
want to make
like-
sure he stays comfortable. Because his dad might offer him a lawyer. And so they come back in and make sure he feels comfortable still talking.
I'm wondering, were they watching the dad and him like on like the video and like obviously like listening to
Yeah.
what he had to say, so that the moment he did say something, because it's almost kind of perfect when they walk in, I feel, like right after the confession and everything, but it is like really almost before the dad can even think of a lawyer, she walks back in and she's
Yeah.
just like, is everything okay? Like,
Yeah.
it's fine, you're safe, like, don't you worry.
We're going to take care of you.
All the way to prison.
Is it okay? You sure?
So you're doing it.
And Chris, help us work through this with you, okay?
I was going to talk to her again. I saw on the monitor.
He was already changing his story. He told his dad that he went upstairs and that he saw that she had already killed both of them. And now he's saying that he saw her on the monitor.
He saw her on the monitor, and then he'll say one's dead and that she was choking the other, and then that's when he went and choked her. But here's the thing. If she was in the process of choking the other one and he went to go get her, wouldn't she have survived?
Yeah, definitely.
Because she wasn't done being choked.
Covers were like pulled off and she was just laying there. She was hot. It's like all over just she was in there with her. On top of her. Choking her. Freaked out. I ran in there and got on top of her.
What'd you do?
Blue.
whole interrogation is hard to get through because it's just, you relive the whole thing, obviously. And the crazy thing is that he talks about how both the girls were dead and then he killed Shanann, which later on, after he's arrested and detained, he says that he loaded Shanann's body into the truck of the back seat on the floor, and that both the girls were still alive and that they were sitting with their mother who was dead. And he also states that he drove somewhat like an hour and a half away, and that whole time he doesn't know why he couldn't just change his mind. And to think of that is just insane. To think that these two girls sat with their dead mother in the back seat and their dad just drove them to their death without them knowing for an hour and a half. And he had that time to think about it, and he still decided to kill them. It's sad. And to watch this interview knowing what happened or what he says happened, it's hard because he's clearly lying, and it's hard to get through.
No matter how they died, it's just so heartbreaking because no innocent child should die. I mean, nobody should die in general. Nobody should die. I don't understand why humans think that we can determine who's guiltier than the other and who deserves to die. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just not how it works. I don't know what it is in your guys' minds or things in your brain or what it is, if it's even in your DNA after all the freaking science and research that we've done, and we still don't have an answer for why these things happen the way that they do. But to even admit that the last thing you heard from your daughter was "Daddy, no," knowing how much mainly females do look up to their father because that's like your hero and you're like daddy's little girl.
Mm-hmm.
To know that that is the last thing your daughter will ever say to you because you're the one that took her life. Dude, rot in hell and in prison and anywhere that you freaking can, because like you just don't deserve anything. You don't deserve to get out. You don't deserve to have a life. You don't even deserve to be happy anymore. The fact that you think that because you have a picture of them up in your jail cell and you found Jesus and you're reading scripture to them and you think that you've made this turn in your life, it doesn't matter. You took away innocent children's life, an unborn child's life, your freaking son's life.
Mm-hmm. Nothing funny about it. It's, yeah, we can sit here and have a good time and talk about it, but it's a serious case and people actually died, and we're not trying to offend anybody by laughing at it. The interrogation is obviously pretty long, so we're not covering the whole interrogation. This is the last time we're going to visit the Chris Watts case. We do not want to see him anymore. We do not want to talk about him anymore. That energy is gone. So if you guys want to see any more, there are plenty of YouTube videos that cover his case. And there is also the YouTube documentary that you can watch.
Netflix documentary.
Oh, Netflix. There's also the Netflix documentary that you can watch. And it gives you the basics that you need to know. So if you are interested in that, watch it. But this is the last time we're going to touch on it. So now we are going to end this video on a more positive note. And we're going to discuss the wines that we tried and let you guys know what we think about it. So the wine that I have it's called Beauty in Chaos. Can you see it? Is it focusing?
There we go.
Okay. And it's a Washington State red blend. It's pretty okay. I'm more of like a Cabernet person, but it's bold, it's tannic, whatever that means, and it's dry, which I do enjoy. I'm not a huge sweet fan. It's more on the acidic side, It has flavors of plum, dark fruit, oak, chocolate, vanilla, and some cherry and strawberry. It goes well with beef and pasta and veal and poultry. So if you guys enjoy eating those things and you want to find a good wine to pair with it, you might like this. I didn't hate it, but
So
not-
originally I had bought it for me.
Mhm.
I'm just starting to get into wines. Wasn't my jam.
Yeah, so I took it over.
It's definitely very like oaky and malty, I felt.
Yeah.
Definitely, but it wasn't terrible. Just, again, not, I guess, my taste. So the wine that I tried, that I technically bought for her,
Yeah.
is, let me see, can you see? There we go. It's Apothic Cabernet. I'm not even gonna attempt to say the last part because y'all saw last week's attempt at charcuterie.
Oh, yeah.
I got it right this week. It's a California wine. It's more on the bolder side, kind of in the middle of being tannic and smooth. Again, whatever the heck tannic means, because honestly, if she doesn't know, I definitely don't know.
True.
A little bit on the drier side, so I won't lie. If you guys notice, there's a few takes where it's a little hard to swallow, but after a while, it's great.
After she gets more drunk is what she's saying.
I mean, I was trying to be polite about the way. It's definitely in the middle of being acidic and soft, which I kind of like because honestly, more acidic things do kind of tend to hurt my tummy, but whatever. On this one, you'll notice that there's more like vanilla with some oak, a little bit of chocolate. You'll also taste dark fruit, blackberries, cherry, raspberry, some red fruits. Overall, I won't lie, I pretty much enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And if you want to try it out, it goes great with beef, lamb, not my jam. That right.
Dang, are you Dr. Seuss?
Also, it goes well with venison and chicken. The venison, still not my jam. But I mean, hey, if it's yours, try it out.
Yeah.
Why not?
Thank you everybody for watching, and we can't wait to see you next Wednesday. Bye!